Hello, welcome everyone. Johnny and his mates were asked to find the sum of all even numbers between 0 and 10, and he easily gave the teacher this answer. He added 2, 4, 6, and 8, giving the teacher 20. Now take note, 2 is our first term and 8 is our last term. Now, his teacher came again and gave him and his mates another assignment. His teacher asked them to find the sum of all even numbers between 0 and 100. Now, these students tried severally and severally they had different answers. Johnny did some research and discovered these two formulas. Now, Sn is equal to n over 2 multiplying the square bracket 2a plus d multiplying n minus 1, and Sn is equal to n over 2 multiplying a plus l. Now, n represents our number of terms, a represents our first term, which was 2 in the first example, d represents our common difference, and n again represents the number of terms. Now, the only difference here is the l, which is the last term. Now, these formulas are actually the same. Now, let's see why. Remember this formula, un is equal to l, which is also equal to a plus d multiplying n minus 1. Now, this is the formula for finding the last term of a linear sequence, and also this is a formula for finding the number of term of the linear sequence that we are asked to find. So if we are asked to find the first term, we only change this n to 1. So now we've been asked to find the sum of all even numbers between 0 and 100. Between 0 and 100. Now, we have our first term as 2 and our last term as 98. But we do not have this n, and we can easily use this formula instead of this formula. Now, these two formulas are actually the same. The L here has been factorized from this formula to give us this formula. So having the last term, we can easily insert the parameters and use this second formula, which looks very easy. So now how can we find our number of terms? Remember this formula. Yes, this formula. We have to use this formula. It's right here, but I'm asking whether you remember it. Fine. So this formula is actually quite simple. To find the number of terms, we insert the parameters again. So our last term here is 98, which is equal to our first term 2 and our common difference 2. Now, why is the common difference 2? The common difference is 2 because having these even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8. Now, it is clear that the common difference between all of these four numbers going is 2. Okay, so our common difference is 2. Now we are finding n. So making n a subject, we have to break this down. Now 2 cancels itself out, and we get our expression as 98 is equal to 2n. So n is equal to 49. Since 2 goes into 49 2 times, n is equal to 49. Now that we have our value of n, we can insert n into this formula or this formula. Now we are going to use both, but first let's use this formula. Using this formula, the sum of even numbers between 0 and 100, we solved for our value of n as 49. Sorry, let me put the 49 over here. Our n is 49, and our first term 2 plus our last term, which is of course 98. If the question said from 0 to 100, then we would have probably have our first term as 0 and last term as 100. But since the question says between 0 and 100, 0 and 100 are not included. So our last term here using this formula is 98. So solving for the sum of these even numbers, we obtained this expression. Now multiplying this, we obtain 200 and 2450. Okay, so you can punch this on your calculator to confirm our answer. Now using this formula also, it's literally the same thing anyway, but let's try it.